Welcome to Web Handling. My name is Dave Royston. I am super excited to begin a new mini-series called Dave's Favorite Defects. In this first clip, we cover what it takes to make the Dave's Defect shortlist and how to begin troubleshooting. I know your time is precious, so let's get started. There are only two criteria to make the Dave's Defect shortlist. The first is that the defect is common. Most defects that cross material boundaries would qualify. By that I mean, for example, you could find a particular defect on paper and film, or film and foil, or nonwovens and tissue. There are many defects that easily cross material boundaries. However, we will also cover a few bonus defects that would be found mostly on one material type, such as just on paper or just on film, but which are a plague for those materials. The second criteria is that the mechanics and thus remedies are well enough understood and are documented somewhere. By mechanics, we know what physics operate to generate the defect and what parameters the defect is sensitive to. Documentation is important for this series. At the end of each clip, we can point to the best reference resources that give more detail, so we don't have to repeat those details here. Here are just a few of the 20 defects we will cover in our weekly series. I bet you will find some of your top waste, delay, and customer complaints on this list. So be sure and subscribe and stay tuned. There is no better source to start with than the ultimate Rollin' Web Defect Troubleshooting Guide by Tappy Press. A dozen experts with 500 years of combined experience describe 500 different defects. In this must-have reference, you will find proper names and common aliases. You will find a word description and a picture. Finally, you will find causes and cures, and, in some cases, additional references. If you do not have access to this book, stop this clip right now and order it, either as a paper book or ebook from Tappy Press. Of course, there are other sources that can be helpful or even essential. One reason is that the Defect Encyclopedia does not give the hows and whys of the mechanics of the defects. Without knowing the mechanics, you would only be left with a recipe-based approach, which may not be enough, even if it were the best way to get started. If you want to know the hows and whys, there are two more must-have resources. The first is the 500-page must-have Web Handling Handbook. This is written by three of the most respected experts in the area. It is the product of 5 years of writing with the oversight of a dozen other experts in the field. The second is my award-winning and trademarked Web 101 school that has been taken by 5,000 students just like you. In some ways, this may be the best place to start. The reason is that none of the 4,000 web handling articles, books, blogs, columns, conference papers, and the like are well suited for training. Who has the time to read 4,000 articles? And if you did, which one would you start with? My school gives a structure upon which to build your web handling knowledge and experiences. In just 2 days, you will learn more than you will in 2 lifetimes. The school is available on the plant, in public classrooms, and online as video-on-demand training. In closing, we need to talk about why Google is not likely to be helpful for web defects and what other search strategies might work better. Certainly, Google is an amazing tool for lots of things. However, for most common web process, and winding defects, the words we use there have many other everyday usages. For example, if you search Google for wrinkle, you will likely find nothing but Botox or fabric treatments on the first dozen pages. Instead, you should already have, and you should already be using, the free and easy Roysum library by Abbott App. This will run on any smartphone device with an internet connection. When you search on wrinkle with this tool, you will find 200 articles, and every one of them will be on web wrinkling. You can find more about this must-have resource in my 3-minute clip at Web201.27b on this all-web handling channel of YouTube. Thank you so very much for joining me in this defect solving and defect preventing series. Stay tuned for the next clip where we discuss one of my favorite defects, the baggy web. If you found anything interesting or useful here, please like and share and subscribe. See you next time.